Today's inflation report confirmed what Americans already know. Putin's price hike is hitting America hard. This is a Putin price hike. 70% of the increase in inflation was a consequence of Putin's price hike because of the impact on oil prices. 70%. I'm doing everything within my power by executive orders to bring down the price and address the Putin price hike.
Okay, let's set aside the idiocy of that attempted political messaging. I am worried about international events hurting us more. Are you?
Yes, I am. There is going to be food shortages all over the world. There is already energy shortages, obviously. There's no way for places like for the OPEC outside of Russia to make up for taking out all the supply from Russia that we've taken out. So yeah, I'm worried about this having global repercussions. We're already seeing it around the world where there are riots going on. Places like Sri Lanka are having serious social and political problems, riots, because food is getting too expensive for people.
Okay, John, you mentioned food shortages in third world places, obviously. Let's hope it doesn't come here. Why, though? Why does a poor country in Africa, why are they facing food shortages? What is it?
Well, they were major. Egypt, for instance, was a major importer of grain from Ukraine and Russia. Many countries around the world, remember, there's basically two bread baskets of the world. One is Russia, Ukraine, and the other is the United States. We grow a tremendous amount of wheat, a tremendous amount of soy. Everything you can think of, we grow a ton of it, and the world is dependent on both Russia and the U.S. We've now tried to take Russia out of the equation. Ukraine is obviously going to be largely taken out of the equation because, one, because they're fighting a war, but two, the weather is very bad. That's actually happening in the U.S. too. We're having one of the weakest wheat crops in decades. And so these two things are coming at the same time, and that's going to be a real problem as we stretch into the summer and go into the fall.
Okay. Are we going to be okay, John? Because I got to be honest, you're not giving me warm fuzzies about how we're going to get through all this.
Look, we're not going to have food shortages like other places around the world. People won't starve in the United States. We have plenty of food, but food prices are going up and they have gone up. I mean, my joke about this Putin's price hike thing is the price of hamburgers up something like 18% year over year. Do they think Putin ate all the burgers? This isn't, it makes no sense. And so I have to say, food prices will probably continue to go up, but we're not going to run out of food as some other countries are going to.
Joe Biden and Joe Biden's people are fond of trashing the energy industry. Here's a little video.
I think that where we are is in a transition.
If you filled up your EV by charging and you filled up your gas tank with gasoline and you have the same size tank, you would save $60 per fill up by going electric rather than using gasoline. So it's a very compelling case. But again, to your point, we want to bring down the price at the point of purchase.
And energy security worry is driving a lot of the thoughts now about, we need more drilling of gas. We need more drilling of this. We need to go back to coal. No, we don't. We absolutely don't. President Biden has made a very significant commitment for the United States to be, first of all, power sector carbon free by 2035. By 2035, to only be producing electric vehicles in the United States, which General Motors and Ford and others manufacturers have bought into.
John, setting gas prices aside, I don't think people understand how expensive the energy bills and how lacking in energy we're about to be at the worst possible time.
This is absolutely true. This plan of we're going to have no carbon at all, everything will be electric. First of all, when you fill up your electric vehicles in most areas, you're filling your electric vehicle up on coal, because a lot of electricity is still generated by coal. So you're actually creating more demand for coal when you create more demand for electricity. But putting that aside, we don't have the copper in the entire world to meet this kind of transition to complete electric everything. It's just we're not mining enough copper all over the world. The rest of the world is in a race with us, especially Europe, to further electricity. Copper is the only thing that can economically conduct electricity. And there hasn't been a new copper mine open in years. Why is that? Partly because environmentalists don't like mining of any sort, but also there just hasn't been enough investment in that area for quite some time. So we're not going to be able to do this by 2035. We're not going to be able to do it by 2045 unless, in particular, we need to, as the United States, decide that we want to be copper independent, that we want to be able to, if we need to, make sure that we can produce enough copper to reach our goals. Because if we're not going to do that, how do we expect other countries to produce the copper that we're going to need?
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, Che Guevara, the latest episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.